Yeah.
So now, put your finger out.
I'm
Which
gonna
one?
want
Touch this
another piece
button.
of that.
This one?
Seriously.
Yay! I did a good job.
All right.
Yay, me.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes. To another episode of Guests What's Coming to Dinner.
Oh, God, my shirt.
I am one of...
Popping them
Okay.
things out early.
I know. The girls are here. I'm one of the hosts, Dara Lashley, joined by...
I'm Salome Denon.
I'm Michael Dwayne Paylor.
And we are dining with...
Sanaa Scott.
No! But it was good.
I love how on point you were. You were ready. You were on your mind. Nothing, honey. I was going to introduce you.
It's okay.
It's
Let it be
okay.
known. Let it be known.
Oh, yes. I love it. See, this is a professional. I was about to say this beautiful, talented actress,
Writer.
Sanaa Scott. Yes.
Who writes in her
because-
journal right now?
And I don't even have to say how talented, because look at that. She was given no direction and she was ready, okay? Just in case I didn't say what I needed to, she was ready on it. So thank you. Welcome, Sanaa. I'm very happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, perfect.
I'm learning. I know.
Okay, so we're going to hop on into the well-seasoned artist of the episode. It's my girl, Angela Bassett.
Hey, Auntie.
Okay, let's read about her, shall we? Captivated, gifting, and sensational, Angela Bassett's presence has been felt in theaters and on stages and television screens throughout the world. Angela Evelyn Bassett was born on August 16, 1958 in New York City. Bassett studied. She did study.
She do study. She
you know,
stuns.
I know. Okay. Bassett studied at Yale University and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in African American Studies in 1980. She then studied acting at the Yale School of Drama and obtained a Master of Fine Arts in 1983. Despite opposition from her paternal aunt, who warned her to not waste her Yale education on theater. She was the only member of Bassett's family to have gone to both college and graduate school. Wow.
She's smart.
That's, yeah, really. Okay. Bassett had her breakthrough portraying singer Tina Turner in the biopic What's Love Got to Do with It, 1993, which won her a Golden Globe Award and a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actress. She had success starring in Boys in the Hood, 1991, Malcolm X, 1992, Waiting to Exhale, 1995, Vampire in Brooklyn, 1995, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, 1998, and Music of the Hearts, 1999. In the following decades, she took on supporting roles in the drama Notorious, 2009, and the action films Green Lantern, 2011, Olympus Has Fallen, 2013, and London Has Fallen, 2016. She also played Queen Ramonda
Hi,
in the
Auntie.
Marvel Cinematic Universe films Black Panther.
Oh.
She let's
Good. I'll wait.
Avengers Endgame and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm almost done. For the latter, she won another Golden Globe and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
Okay, Winston Duke was in the Black Panther.
Oh, was
Oh, yes.
Winston.
M'Baku.
Also,
Okay.
she just won an Oscar this weekend,
he?
right?
An honorary, but she
Yeah.
should have got it.
Yeah, but it's alright. And she still got it. It's okay.
Right, she is honorary.
It
I got
doesn't matter how
chills.
you got
Did
it.
you see the Wakanda movie?
The first one. I didn't finish all of the second one. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
The second one.
Did you get up to the part where
Yeah.
she did the I've lost everything?
Oh.
Yeah.
I get chills.
Yeah.
I know.
Have I not lost?
That is.
Yeah.
I love Angela. I love
I
her.
totally forgot. Up until recently, I saw a clip of it. Her in Boys in the Hood, and she was like at dinner with Lawrence Fishburne, and I was like, "Oh snap! I forgot she was in this movie."
It's
After they
weird.
did What's
Yeah.
Love Got to
It's
Do with
weird
Each Other.
seeing that. Like, 'cause I remember I was little and I was watching Akilah and the Bee, and I was like, oh, that's fun. And then I got a little older and I saw What's Love Got to Do with It, and I was like, wait. That So it's weird how, like, it's a different dynamic between the two of them in different films.
But they
it's
do
nice to
still
see.
carry the same chemistry.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it comes from them being comfortable working with each other and trusting each other and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, the history of the food. Today we ate dumplings. Were they good?
They were good.
I'm good. I'm glad. Okay. So most experts believe that dumplings were invented by a Chinese medicine practitioner. I did find a name. I can't pronounce the name, so we're going to move on. Who lived in the Eastern Han Dynasty, the second imperial dynasty of China that lasted from 206 BC to 220 AD. I can't read my handwriting, but it's going to be good. We're moving along. During a difficult winter, many were experiencing ill effects from the cold. To help people warm up, the medical practitioner took mutton herbs and chilies and wrapped them in dough, then steamed them to bind everything together and keep them warm. This helped people overcome the cold weather. And then dumplings lend themselves to endless creativity. So today we had dumplings, Korean barbecue beef, mac and cheese dumplings, and cheesesteak dumplings. Yeah.
Were our dumplings fried?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were good.
They were good. Yeah.
You ready for your first question? Let me
am.
ask you something.
I am,
All
yes.
right. So, what inspired you to be an actor?
Go. I wrote this on my phone because it's a lot. I think honestly it's a combination of everything I've done in my life. And I think I had a lot of things in my life that kind of built up to this point. Like, I remember when I was in school, I always just had a lot of energy and I had no really, real outlet for it. And I always, when you're young, you always tell your parents, oh, I want to be an actor, I want to be on Disney Channel, da-da-da, I want to do the little thing with the Mickey Mouse and the wand. And, my family, didn't take me seriously, but they would take me to, do you remember, the Scam, they would have them on the radio, and there would be, casting calls, and it would be, nationwide, whatever. So we would go to a bunch of those, and I remember, I made it past the first round or whatever, and then they were like, oh, you have to pay this money, and my family was like, no, we're not doing that. And then after that, they were kind of like, oh, well, we tried, and it was just like, all right, I guess it's over. So I didn't think about it for a while after that. Then I would do things in school, I would dance, I danced for 5 years. I would do, what else did I do? I did, theater club, and then I remember in high school I wanted to go to Kappa, which is a performing arts high school in Philadelphia, and my family was really, really against it. Even though I got in, I knew a bunch of people there because a bunch of the kids a bunch of my dance friends went to Kappa, so I really wanted to go to Kappa, but my family was like, no, because you're not going to have a stable career if you go here. And I'm like, this is high school for one, and two, they would point out my teachers at my dance school as examples, and they would say oh, those who can't do they teach, and I'm like, well, you don't really know what they're doing on the side of this, so it was really just disheartening to see. But then I went to a different high school, and then I started doing slam poetry, and I think
Cool.
yeah, thank you. I think I think a lot of things have led me to this point. I am a sociology major in college, and I just think I was very attracted to it always, but it wasn't acting, but it's all of the elements of acting. I always
Nice.
carry with me.
That's great.
Oh, I got some follow-up questions.
Oh, cool.
So how old were you when you decided that acting was something you wanted to do?
I don't think it was ever I decided, I think, like, when you're a child, like, you just exist, and you're like, I just want to, like, be to my fullest potential, you know?
Did you see something, like either theater or film or television, that made you say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do what that person is doing?
I mean, maybe, but I don't think cognitively, like, I thought of it as, like, a job, like it was. I think, like what a lot of kids do, like, they just want to play, like, they just want to exist, they just want to be free. And I think, like, when I was young, like, that's very desperately, like, what I just wanted to do. Yeah, but I never, like, had the full opportunity to do that, so.
Okay. Well, who in the industry would you like to model your career after? Like, who inspires you?
I remember Dara showed me this question. I was thinking about it, but I don't think I could fully model my career after anyone, because what I realized in just, like, in doing exercises in class, like, I realized this is something I have to do for me, and once I start, like, looking to someone as the blueprint or craving, like, external validation is when it all comes, like, crashing down for me, and it stops being fun. So I think, like, there are a lot of, like, elements I definitely want to take from people, but it's not exactly, like, it's definitely, like, work ethic. It's, like, what they bring to their projects. Definitely, like, Viola Davis. I definitely look up to her. Definitely Angela Bassett. I just always want to be strong at what I do, but I always want to put my all into it. But also, like, I really appreciate, like, people who have the platform and speak up about, like, how they're treated. Like, Taraji recently in The Color Purple has, like, spoken up about, like, how she's not being paid enough. And, like, it's crazy. Like, after Empire, you would think, like, she's one of the most, like, the highest paid actresses in Hollywood, and she's really not. And I think, like, for her to play such an influential part in a television series, and I remember, like, I was in middle school and Empire came out, people were always talking about Cookie.
Yeah.
Always.
She did a great job.
She did an amazing job.
She was Cookie. Like,
she carried the show.
I don't think anybody else could have played that role at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, like, people who also just, like, expose the truth, like, Cat Williams. Gotta talk about Cat Williams.
I watched it. I finally watched it. Yes. Gotta talk about Cat. He is out of control.
Let me stop.
He's so funny, though. Like, it's just, like,
hilarious.
It's because nothing he said was a lie. Like, it's all backed up.
I mean, the 3,000 books, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
But
That's the
else.
same thing that John pointed out. I was like, out of everything he said, you pointed out the fact that he said he read 3,000 books.
Yeah.
Wait,
but it
3,000
just
books
can't be right.
in what span?
Somebody did the math. It was like 8 books a day.
Yeah, John did the math.
Yeah.
And it is, around.
I think, like,
I think 8 books a day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he was definitely, like, like, with some stuff in his, like, that interview I was watching it, it's, like, I don't necessarily know if he was, like, 5, like, performing in front of, like, all those people. Like, I think a lot of stuff was, like, embellished.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
for the most part, like, I believe in what he was saying, and also, like, people who want to shed light on things that aren't okay in the industry. Like, he was talking about all the, like, Illuminati parties, and what everyone is saying, like, the one quote he said, "You have an unnatural allegiance to losers. Is not like you." And I think he's right. Like, I think a lot of people in these spaces, like, band together, and it's not necessarily like you like the person. It's like it's more it's a very transactional relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, what can this person do for me? I know they have a good platform, and, like, I know I can, like, attach myself to that.
Yeah.
Sanaa, you did slam poetry.
Oh, yes, I did.
Can you bless us with a quick sonnet?
I can't.
I love that.
So what's slam poetry exactly?
Slam poetry, it's wow. It's poetry, but it's like you quote unquote activize it.
Okay.
But not in the words, like more in, like, how you feel. It's really hard to explain. Because I've been away from it for so long. But yeah, like, it's I would write poems about just, like, stuff that was going on in my life and just, like, attach it to, like, larger themes. Truthfully, it was like I was writing a lot of mini essays when I would perform. Yeah, but I always had so much fun doing it. And there was a really good community for slam poetry at that time when I was in high school.
Did you have a poet name, or did you go by your own name?
So I don't. Am I wearing it? So it was so funny. I used to make body butters in high school.
Oh.
Of course you did.
Yeah. I think it fits. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. And my.
You saying she has body butter vibes?
Yeah. Like
Yes. Like in a
Yeah, I do.
That's right.
Yeah, so my coach, he was sharing a story about, like, I think his stage name was, I forget what it was. But it was something, it was just, like, he was having a conversation with his coach, like, way back when, and he was, like, his coach was, like, you're going to have this name. This is going to be your name. This is just what I think of you as. So I remember, like, around that time in high school when we were having this conversation, I was like, oh, like, what would my name be? And he was like, oh, it would be something related to, like, your business and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I make, like, they're shea butter based, so I'll just, like, call myself Shay. And then that went on for about, like, a few months, and then COVID happened. But, yeah.
So you went by Shay?
Yeah, that was my stage name for a bit, and then COVID. And then my mom got me, like, a gold necklace with Shay on it.
So adorable.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
Do you
my
think
mom.
you'd go back to...
Slim?
No, sorry, the
Oh.
body butter. That'd be cool too. But I mean,
One of my
She's like,
fantasies,
girl, give me
just-
some of that butter.
like,
Yeah. Ooh.
aw,
You said would I go back to making them?
yeah.
I think I know how, so, like, I can anytime I want. It's just, like, it's a whole thing. And, like, also everyone's doing it now, so it's just,
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the winter, I do think about it, though. It's kind of, like,
It would be
Yeah.
helpful.
ashy season.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
job.
Yeah. So, Sanaa, out of everything you've played in your acting career thus far, right? What's been your favorite role that you've played?
Because I would say I'm still fairly new at it. I would say, like, I enjoy a lot of the scenes in class that I work on. I think for right now, I don't know why. I remember I read this play and, like, I felt sick to my stomach and, like, my chest started hurting. And I was like, this is the play I need to do. We need to do a scene from this play. And it was How I Learned to Drive by Paula Vogel. And it's, I don't know, it just has, like, incest and, like, pedophilia in it. But it was just, like, I think when I read something and I have a visceral reaction to it, I think it's just a sign, like people will tell you, and, like, this frustrates me a lot when people tell me, like, I don't emote, or I'm not, like, moved by things. I think I am, but I think I don't think it takes a lot, but I think it's, like, it has to be very, like, it has to cause a shift in me, and that's, yeah, I think, that play really, really does. It's very, like, heartbreaking, but, yeah, I would say that play.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to understand how you take that comment because to me, I've seen your work and I think you emote a lot, actually. I think it's just understated and it's not over, like, I think if you're just looking at you, you can see it. You can see you going through things. So, you know,
No, I didn't, sorry.
No, but yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm just wondering, like, how you work with that and how you...
Fuck them.
I think it's something I'm really just trying to work through every day, and it's just like can I say that to white people, like, I'm never gonna emote enough. That's just like I think as Black people, like, we're just very expressive people, but we don't appeal to the white world always.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, I could be listening to someone talk and you could watch my face and I will go through, like, 10 different emotions.
That's true.
And you can see it on my face. And I think, I don't know, just a lot of times, like, people do not know how to read that or how to perceive me. And it's very frustrating because it's like, and I've said this in class, I've said this in exercises, like, sometimes I feel like I'm just in a different world than some people, or, like, I'm in a glass cage and people are, like, studying me and I'm not doing enough, like, I'm not, I don't know, sometimes it feels very dehumanizing. Like, I feel like a lot of times people look at me like I'm a robot, and I'm like, I'm really not. Like, you just don't know how to perceive me. Yeah, and I don't know.
No.
So interesting.
This, like, then you're not for them. And
Right.
fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the people who know you and appreciate your work and your style, that's gonna be your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say also, with like getting casted and getting like typecasted, there's not necessarily like a type for me that's popular right now, which is also very frustrating because it's like I'll look at roles and I'll see one that I really like and I'll go out for it, and like obviously like auditioning is hard, like no one really gets the part, but I think like a lot of times like they'll dismiss me because I don't necessarily like look the part, but it doesn't necessarily mean like I don't have it in me, which is kind of frustrating. And I think I was talking to my cousin about this, and he didn't totally understand. But he has some like friends who are like film majors, but like I was telling him how I don't like it because I feel like it's limiting as a human being. And he's like, "Well, you're an actor, right? Like, isn't that like you're supposed to play this part?" And I'm like, "No, like if I continue to play this part like so many times, it's like that's not me. Like that's not what I want to represent my people as, or like people who look like me." As and I remember Dara was there. I was working on this one set, and I remember the director, he had all this AABE in the script, and I'm like, this doesn't even, this is written incorrectly. This doesn't even make any sense, like the way it's written. And it's like, also, that's not how I talk, like, that's not, you just saw a black person, you wrote what you think black people sounded like. So I think like it's just very discouraging.
Speaking of, I don't want to interject, but what you just said reminded me of a clip I saw about Family Matters, and the actors said the very first season was written by a bunch of Jewish guys, and they didn't know how to write for a black family, and it showed in the actual acting, like which is really off. So definitely think that's an issue, but I will say my opinion is that don't try to put yourself into a type, because people will see you how they want to see you, but it's your job to deliver different images, and they're going to be very resistant to it. It's going to be really difficult, but it's worth the work. But don't ever get put into a box, and the first person to put yourself in a box would be you. So don't even think about having a type. Like, you're a dynamic person. There's various aspects of roles that you can actually find yourself in.
So how do you balance pursuing acting while managing other aspects of your life? I don't know.
I think I definitely, and I feel so sad to say this because I feel like acting, it's very, maybe rise and grind isn't the word, but like that's how I feel like I have to approach it sometimes. Like if I'm not doing 150 24 hours a day, like 7 days a week, I'm failing, and I think a lot of times that leads to burnout. And yeah, a lot of times like and I've had multiple moments where I feel so bad saying this, but like sometimes I'm like, do I even really want to do this? Because I feel like I've overworked myself or I've overexerted myself, and I think I said this to someone before, but I don't think like we pay enough attention to mental health as actors. And it's like at the end of the day, like we are people, we're not machines. Like we can train and condition ourselves to do whatever, but it's like burnout is gonna happen eventually. If we're not like taking care of ourselves or like taking the steps to, I don't know, like taking the steps to what? Yeah, like make time for ourselves. Yeah, so that's something I try to do often. I think journaling helps, in trying to like, cause I get in these like periods of time where I like, will just start working like, not overtime, but like I'll start working way more than I need to, and it's almost like I'm running away from something. So I have to often like get to the root of that and try and figure out like, okay, like I'm running on autopilot, like where is this coming from? And I think that helps a lot, but I think a lot of times I have to do like daily check-ins with myself.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So how do you mentally and emotionally prepare for your roles?
I think I often have to like write journal entries in character.
You do that?
Yeah. like a lot of the time.
That's a good idea.
That is a great idea. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Even with like exercises in class,
Right?
like I think it really helps with like justifying like circumstances.
I'll go ahead and write that one down.
Yeah. Write that down. Write that down. Wait, where's the pencil?
Broke ass pen.
Wait, but this is Sanaa's pen. Why would you?
No,
my
wait, it's
pen.
not.
Oh, then yes, a broke ass pen.
Here you go. I hope that doesn't break. I hope there's less.
It should work.
Yeah, but I think like journaling as them really helps. Because just I know for me, like it helps me. Like just like shadow work and everything. If you try to do the shadow work of that character, and try and see like what is hiding like deep within like the surface.
That's good.
Real good.
Thank you.
So when you're
Right.
journaling as that character, where do you start?
Anywhere
You
really.
just pick a day
Yeah,
in that
just
character's life.
pick it. Well, typically sometimes I do, because sometimes my brain like will work backwards. Like if I like focus on something and I like expand out into like what's going on. So like maybe like I focus on a moment that happened right before the conflict, and then I justify like X, Y, and Z why I feel this way. Yeah, maybe like working backwards helps a lot. Yeah.
It's cool.
Very cool. Lovely. So, obviously, in this field, there's a whole lot of setback and rejection. You know, what are some ways you handle that aspect of it?
Are you laughing at my noises?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I have to adapt to and definitely, like, just train myself to deal with. Because it's just like, y'all are all rejecting me? Damn, okay. Like, it's definitely something, like, I definitely have to roll with the punches. So I'm definitely still learning how to do that. I think having to, like, reaffirm myself and say, like, just because this door is closed doesn't mean they're all going to be closed. And this door is closed for a reason. Like, there's something better out there. Yeah, and just, like, trying to, not expand my worldview, that's not the word, but, like, trying to tell myself this isn't the only opportunity I'm going to get. Like, there are going to be other opportunities like this one. And, like, rejection happens for a reason. Like, I genuinely believe that. Yeah, like, things happen for a reason. Just because you don't get something, like, there's a plan behind that. Yeah.
Yes. Rejection is your protection.
It is.
What are the differences between your college education journey and then your acting education journey at Playhouse West? And what have you learned from both experiences? And then, like, okay, answer the question and then I'll ask the other question. Okay.
Nothing. I will say it's all living. We're all living under imaginary circumstances. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. I was sold too. I was ready.
No, I mean, I think it's funny because I was talking to Tony one day and he asked me, like, he's like, oh, what's your major? And I was like, oh, I'm a sociology major. And he's like, oh. And I remember he got really, really excited. He's like, does that help with acting? I was like, yeah, like, it does.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny, like, a lot of times when I go into, like, film spaces, like, they're like, I'm like, oh, like, I'm a, and, like, typically I'll go in with, like, film majors or, like, theater majors, and they're like, oh, that's so different from what we're doing. I'm like, it's not. It's just, like, I won't even say academics. Like, it's just, like, I'm just doing the, like, historic and, like, background work of all the scripts. Like, but I'm still, like, finding the spines of people. I'm still finding, like, what moves people. And I'm still studying people. And I think, like, anything that happens in school, like, is just good material for, like, writing in the future. Just, like, anything that happens with my peers. Yeah, so if I get into any, like, fallouts, I'm, like, just, if there's a script written about this, don't be mad. You did it to yourself.
Yeah. You answered the question I was going to ask, but how does your major, like, help? Yeah. So, thank you.
What made you decide to go into that major?
Sociology. I remember I was applying for colleges and I was 17 and I think, like, when you're a teenager, like, everything seemed so far away. Like, it seemed like nothing. It was weird because I was applying online, so I was like, it's like a little video game. Like, it's like none of this is real. So I think it was just like, because I was also really, really into social justice at the time. And I think, like, it was the only way for me to continue to learn about, like, activism and, like, advocacy work and be in college. 'Cause I didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember I was 17. I told my grandma, like, I don't want to go to college. She was like, oh, what else are you going to do? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she was like, yeah, finish the application. But it was, you know, like, it was just, yeah, I feel like it was the one major, like, I could go into and still come out, like, being sure of myself. Like, I think with, like, biology, I would be very intimidated. I think, like, any STEM field I were to go into, any, like, business field I were to go into, like, it just didn't feel like me. And I remember, like, my first month of college, well, it was online, but my mom wanted me to double major, and she wanted me to do psych as well. And I remember I was taking psych classes. I was like, this just doesn't feel like me, so I dropped them. Yeah, but I just think, like, I wasn't worried about, like, what would happen in the long term. I was just very focused on, like, the present and, like, if I was actually happy in that major. And I'm very happy in sociology. I just don't know what I'm going to do for a job when I graduate. Yeah.
You'll find something.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
How much time you got?
Oh, I don't know.
It's all right. So, as an actress or actor, I don't know.
Listen,
sometimes
child.
Some women prefer
I like
actor.
I like
know.
actor.
I know. Yeah, actor. So, as an actor, what qualities do you wish to possess? And then, when you employ those qualities as an actor, what do you hope people get from that?
I think a lot of times I just hope to be, like, open to other people, and I hope to just really have the ability to be, like, quote unquote, like, emotionally full, but, like, just be moved really easily by people and be able to connect with people. I always love when, like, I leave a set and people are like, you know, like, I really, like, or, like, the director, whoever, like, the PAs, whoever, like, are watching the takes, and they're like, you know, I really felt that, like, I really felt connected to you as you were doing that. I'm like, that's beautiful, thank you. So I think I always strive to do that.
Lovely.
What's one thing that's happened to you so far that shaped who you are today? I love it.
It's so many things, so many things.
Name 5.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we asked for one. It's
That's
the word.
5.
Okay,
Oh my
just do one
gosh.
then.
Wow. I think. Wow. It's so much. It's really, and it's like I'm so young, so like it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's so much. Like
You guys remember being her age?
I do.
I feel like I'm just starting out.
Yes.
I don't.
I do.
It feels like centuries ago. When you
It
said,
does
"Oh, I
feel
was
like
in
a long time
I was in middle school when Empire came out," I was like,
I know.
Wait, what?
I let that go over. I just
Yeah,
let
I was
that.
like-
I was.
I love doing that to people. Oh my gosh. They'll be like, remember when this happened? Like, oh yeah, I was in kindergarten. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Can we circle back to that?
No.
Oh,
It's the last question.
So let me make it even a little. So what's one thing that shaped your life in the fact that you're like, oh, this happened, I'll never do this again?
Ooh.
Oh Lord, you killing me, small.
Because it's like, one thing about me, like, I'm so stubborn. Like, like, something will happen. I'm like, okay, like, I can do that a different way and come out with a different, and I don't. I never do. But it's just like, I feel like I can rework it. I remember I've always been very, very opinionated. So I remember, like, and oh my gosh, I love my grandma so much. My grandma's my best friend. But me and her would get into, like, these screaming matches, and, like, we would go head to head. So I remember, I don't know, like, I think as I get older, like, I want to stop arguing with her as much. Because, like, I know at the end of the day, like, she's right.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, resistant to it.
And it's natural because you're young, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you know
have to find your
everything.
voice.
Right. But then she's older and she knows.
Yeah.
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 Because listen.
She knows more.
She
I mean,
does.
just at the end of the period.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Blank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And then what fun when you get older and you have a daughter or a granddaughter.
My karma's
What
gonna be
fun.
so bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have a kid with the smartest mouth, who doesn't listen. Like, and it's just.
And you're gonna be understanding because it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
But
like,
you know
well,
what? It keeps you on your toes.
right.
Yeah.
So I would say keep arguing with your grandma.
Yep.
This is going to be the first time we do something here on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We have a special question from our previous
I'm so
guest
scared.
just for you. And we don't know what the question is either.
Yeah,
so.
we have no idea.
Yay.
This question is from Joe Howe.
Joe Howe, thank you so much for your question. I'm so scared to open this. Like, ugh, okay. What type of film, pick one, you would be happy to do for the rest of your career? Is that what that says?
Oh. I love
John?
you, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
What
I
type
love
of
you,
film? Oh, you're right. Pick one genre you would be happy to do for the rest of your career. Acting, directing, filming. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
So,
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Pick
okay.
a genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Horror,
Horror.
comedy, romantic
Right.
comedy.
Thank you. I could not get thriller, action.
Right, yeah. Mhm.
And what would you be happy? Which one would you be happy to do for the rest of your career?
I really do like rom-coms. I think also rom-coms, it's not like set to one thing. Like, I think there's a lot of leeway in rom-coms actually.
Yeah.
I agree.
What's
yeah.
your favorite rom-com?
Ooh, I don't know if I have a favorite, but I remember I went through a phase where like I would only watch rom-coms. And like I felt like I had to like hide like my love of rom-coms, and I don't. Like they're amazing films.
You're hot in them right now because you won't give me one.
I remember I watched The Notebook and I cried, but like
I've yet to
everyone
see
cries
it.
during The Notebook.
Is that a rom-com?
I didn't see the Notebook.
Oh
Is it funny?
no, but it's more heartwarming. It's like like
Okay. I
Well,
think that's
actually-
just romance then.
yeah. Ryan Gosling was a little unhinged in that movie. Not gonna lie, that was yeah.
Did you see the Time Traveler's Wife? That's a good one.
That was
No, I
beautiful.
didn't.
I
really
love
good one.
that. That was really good.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
have to
I don't
check
think that's
it
a
out.
rom-com, but I think
No,
it's
it's
in
like
a
a-
class
yeah.
as The Notebook.
My
Oh, romance.
favorite that would always stay with me is Made in Manhattan.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
Made in
That
Manhattan
would
was
always
a great
be-
rom-com.
Yeah.
It was.
It's you know what Matthew
Mine-
McConaughey. Oof.
I know. I know. He's fantastic.
What is your definition of success? What do you imagine success to be like in acting and what you're pursuing?
You know, this changes all the time. It varies. I think when I get to a place where I'm comfortable being perceived and I'm not worried about other people's opinions of me when they perceive me. I think at that point, like, I will be able to say I'm successful, like, I've done something. So, like, if a film comes out that I'm in and I'm not necessarily checking my phone to see, like, what people are commenting on about it, like, what people are saying about it, I think that's when I've reached a point where, like...
How much of that has to do with acting and how much does it have to do with you just being secure within yourself? Because can't you just be that already?
I don't know. I think, you know, I'm still a work in progress with that. Yeah. I think from an acting standpoint, I want to do, like, I don't know. I want to do, like, a blockbuster film. But when I do my rom-com, that's when I have, like, a Netflix rom-com, though. You know?
Fuck Netflix. Well, I will say my advice is to get to writing.
Yeah.
Start writing it.
Yeah.
Don't wait for somebody to think that you're acceptable. Write that story.
Yeah.
And you have people, like, the best resource you have are talented people in your circle. Utilize them.
It's true.
Yeah.
Let's go into the games, shall we?
Yes.
All right.
This game is called Sorry I'm Late.
Ooh.
You guys should have been thinking of movies during the show.
Right.
It'll
Okay.
come.
So, the way it's played, the beginning player says, "Sorry I'm late," and then they go into the premise of a film to explain why they're late. Example: sorry I'm late because I had to save my daughter who got kidnapped when she was traveling to Paris. The rest of us would guess what the movie is.
Right.
Whoever
Okay.
guesses right would be the next person to go, but in this type of way, we're just going to go in circle.
Okay.
You guys got any? We normally go with the guest first.
Yeah, I can do mine. I'm trying to remember the premise of the movie.
It's going to be hard because there's such a generational gap.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Sorry I'm late. I had to move to Italy, and then India, and then Bali after I went through a breakup.
Eat,
Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you just said
I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
I would not have known unless you have mentioned it.
Yeah. I love that
Yet
movie
to see
so
it.
much.
Yeah.
Very
My
good.
turn. Sorry I'm late. I had to spit in my father-in-law's water and serve it to him.
The Color Purple.
Yep.
Did she spit in the water?
She sure
I
did.
heard she shit in the pie.
No, that's
No,
the
that's
Help.
No, that's the help.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
No
okay.
judgment. No
Yes,
judgment.
none at all.
Yeah.
She spit in the water?
Yeah.
The Color Purple, their first one.
She spit in the second one as well.
Oh, I
In the
didn't watch the
musical.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides
But in
that,
the
I didn't
second
watch it.
one, in the first one, she just like did this. In the second one, she went. I said, Jesus.
Too many bubbles. How are you going to do it?
You gonna stir it up?
Dara's never late, so this is going to be a struggle.
Wee.
Sorry, I'm late. I had to get back into my maid's clothes after pretending that I was a rich woman.
Made in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I knew the premise, but I didn't know the title. Do you know that one?
I think I saw half of it.
J-Lo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
J-Lo
was
and Matthew McConaughey.
J-Lo, she was doing like bridal stuff.
You guys.
Yeah.
Oh no, that
wasn't-
was
Was that a different movie?
It was a different one, but it was also with Matthew McConaughey. Oh wait, Made in Manhattan was not with Matthew
No.
McConaughey.
Was
No,
it
it
not?
The one
No,
that
it was not.
the one you're talking about was with Manhattan and McConaughey, and she was a wedding planner. The wedding planner.
The wedding.
It was called
That's
The Wedding Planner.
The wedding planner. Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
What a
here
shame.
is a tough one. Gonna have to use your noggins. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I met this girl on a cruise ship and she let me smashed in the lower decks and we lost track of time.
Titanic.
What? Yeah, that's true.
You thought you was gonna eat.
Because everyone would talk about the iceberg.
No, it's a love story.
I thought they had a love affair. I didn't know they was doing the dirty.
They did in somebody
Yeah,
else's
definitely
car.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they didn't crash, somebody would have got their car back with jizz all in the backseat?
Ew.
Oh my
Michael,
God.
that's
That's
gross.
the thing that happened.
I thought it was
that
a
ship
wholesome
sank.
love story, and they looked out into the sunset together.
Did you watch the Titanic?
What's going on here? Don't do that.
Your turn.
Okay.
One more time for the one time.
What is the premise of this movie? I'm sorry I'm late. I had to get back on my feet after my ex-boyfriend replaced me in my all-girl group.
Cheetah Girls?
Dream Girls.
I said the Cheetah Girls.
Oh no, I don't think.
Didn't see that one.
Dreamgirls, though.
It was Dreamgirls.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah,
Dream Girl.
Dreamgirls. Yeah. Classic Beyonce
I love Dreamgirls.
and J Hood.
I remember I was like, because I saw the movie with my cousin who's a big Beyonce fan when I was really little. And I remember I would just go to school shouting, "Curtis was supposed to love me," and they're like, "Sanaa, what are you talking?" I was like 7 years old shouting that.
Oh, wow.
But
Oh
anyway.
my goodness.
I was in high school. Thanks.
Our final request of you is to leave our listeners with some words of encouragement.
Okay. I would say, if you want to pursue anything in the arts, do it because it makes you happy, not because you are trying to fit some mold or appease anybody. Do it for yourself.
Love it.
That's good.
Thank you, Sanaa. This was wonderful.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to finally be here.
Yay! Oh, there's a yes. So, love you guys.
Keep creating.
And see you next time.
Well, his mouth is full with the thing he doesn't like. Fucking
Right.
hypocrite.
The more you eat it, the better it gets.
Wow.
I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time.